Tuesday, the Fight Banana show. I'm going to try to unmute. You do it. What a wreck. What a train wreck, guys. What's up? I'm Dave Van Auken. That's Elle Dawson. Elle, how are you?
I mean, I'm good. We're starting off rough today.
I know the red light is on. It's on. And we have a packed show. Let me push this button for everyone that's not on our socials. Look at the bottom line there. That's going to be really fun. But Elle, before we talk about Ian Gary and before we talk about Bo Nickel being a co-main event and our girl Jillian the Savage Robertson fighting this Saturday, I did something for the very first time 3 days ago. For the very first time. And this is the total opposite of me. So this is a big thing. You ready? I took my first ever cold shower.
Gross. Sounds terrible.
Oh, dude, you ready? Then the next day I took another one. It was tremendous. I'm anti-cold stuff. I don't do the polar stuff. I don't do cold. I don't even, if my kids were doing bad in a cold pool, I would just call my wife and she'll jump in. I don't do cold. It's not me. But 2 days in a row, I've done cold showers. It's been just tremendous.
I think less of you, Dave.
It's what?
I said I think less of you.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's how you start the show. How was your weekend, Elle? Anything? And how's Elle and Grant Dawson's life?
Oh, we've been so sick. I've just been sick. That's been like the whole weekend.
Okay.
But I'm functioning. I'm functioning today.
Well, it's a big show today. We need you more than ever.
Oh, I was not missing this show. Not a chance.
Fact. Like I said, guys, we're going to talk about UFC Kansas City, preview UFC DesMoines?
Des
Moines? So there's no S? Des Moines. Okay. Evan Elder, UFC Kansas City win, 110, 130. Josh Silveira? Let's start over. 2 o'clock, Kayla Harrison, 2:30. I call him Mr. Gamrot. I think that should be his
Mateusz Gamrot.
Mateusz. All right. We already got comments, Sean. Let's do it. Who wins a fight, 100 men or one silverback gorilla? Easily 100 men. I think I got Grant Dawson and Bo Nickel.
How do you do damage to the gorilla with no weapons? That's my question.
What do you mean? You punch him.
You think men hit hard enough to hurt the silverback?
Dude, I do an ankle lock. You break ankles.
Do you know how much a silverback gorilla weighs?
Wait. You don't think the top 15, the lightweight division? Give me Dustin, give me Gaethje, Islam, Grant.
Greatly underestimating the strength of a gorilla. Okay. They are estimated to be 10 times stronger than the average human being. And they can lift or throw objects. I'm reading this off Google right now, weighing over 1,800 pounds. What man can throw a 2,000-pound object? Pick it up and throw it. I don't think humans are physically strong enough to do damage to the gorilla. If 100 men had knives, yes. 100 men with their bare hands, I just think the gorilla just slowly eats through each group,
Gorillas don't eat.
I guess they could pile on top of him and hold him down and maybe suffocate him, but I think you're greatly underestimating how big and strong a gorilla is.
Once again, Elle, I think you're underestimating Grant Dawson, okay? That's who you're underestimating.
Not the lightweights. If it's 100 mountains, like the mountain, the big dude, yeah, 100 guys, sure, maybe.
Lord of the Rings show, right?
Yeah. Or not Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones.
Same thing.
It's not. Bjornsson.
How do you get clean in a cold shower? I normally just turn last 3 minutes of shower to cold water. How do I get clean? No way. So I use soap, but it was just cold. It's hot in Florida. I just wanted to try something. I'm getting older. Dude, Elle, you'd be proud of me. I got a little ab routine in there. Get a little routine at night in the morning. Feel good. I've been feeling good this week. Not gonna lie.
Good for you, Dave. I'm glad you feel good because I feel like
someone had to get the bait.
Thanks. Right. Who's gonna run in and punch a gorilla?
Dude, what do you? Islam Makhachev will punch anything. That guy. That's what he does for a living.
He physically can't punch hard enough to hurt the gorilla. I wonder how big the biggest male silverback gorilla is. I'm gonna look it up. Largest male.
I don't even. What is going on?
We're recorded.
We would need 100 to
weighed 483 pounds.
Dude, Justin Gaethje? I got Dustin Poirier one-on-one.
Dave, it could sit on you and literally crush every bone in your body.
Is this a weird thing? What's a golden shower?
Yes, it's a weird thing, Dave.
Oh no, that's a cheesy Jake.
I can't believe you put that.
I'm sorry. All right, guys.
You guys made up names that sounded like sexual innuendos. Dave would put them on the screen, but the joke would be lost because he would mispronounce them all. So
Josh Silveira. I nailed that one. Nailed it. All right, let's get into it, guys. 5 minutes before Evan Elder comes on. Dude, Ian Gary won the main event. Short notice, defeats Carlos Prates. Finally, one of the Fighting Nerds takes an L. Thank the Lord. If I had to see another social media post about the Fighting Nerds are undefeated.
They'll do the same thing that they did with the guy that's 1-1 with them. They'll just pretend that Carlos Prates didn't train at Fighting Nerds for his last fight. There's literally a guy on their team. I can't remember which one it is, but he's not like one of their main guys, but he's like 1-1 with the gym. So they just like pretend he wasn't there for that fight, even though he was.
That's so wild. So wild. But I don't know. I was rooting for Ian Gary. Very happy you won. Before any other fight on the card, I do want to say I'm a little confused. I'll be honest that I don't mind Ian Gary being the backup fighter. I love backup fighters. I think it's something fun to talk about, but I will 100% go against the Ian Gary should be next for the championship. There should be Shavkat's in front of him. Sean Brady's in front of him. Guys, Buckley or Usman, the winner of that fight to me is actually in front of Ian Gary as well. I don't know why he thinks he's the number one contender.
Technically, Ian Gary is now ranked above Joaquin Buckley, though.
Right now. So if Buckley smashes Usman, like...
I don't know if I expect him to smash him, but I do have Buckley winning that fight. So, yeah, I think Buckley skips over him. However, when is but you have so he's saying he'll be back up for May 10th. When do Buckley Usman fight? You know, so
but he said after that, he goes, regardless, I'm next. Like I'm the backup.
I agree. I don't think that regardless. I think he could very easily be the backup for May 10th. Shavkat's out.
No, he is. They announced it. It's like official. He's going to Canada.
That makes sense. The backup for May 10th makes sense. But Buckley beats Usman. He passes Gary.
Yeah.
Brady isn't. Honestly, I feel like everybody already forgot about Brady.
I know.
It seems like it went really fast.
Life happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm just pretty confused on that. Also on the card, UFC Kansas City, Anthony Smith, which was maybe the weirdest 10 minutes I've ever seen on UFC screen. For one,
are we frozen? Or is Dave frozen? Okay, you're frozen.
You
were. I wasn't sure if it was my computer or if you were frozen, but
you good now?
Reset. You're good now. So I got you at weirdest 10 minutes ever, and then you froze like looking off into the distance like this.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I might cut that up. Anthony Smith goes into the fight. He loses. I think we all thought that was going to happen. Then right away he's flicking off a fan. He kind of like charges the cage. His opponent is actually like trying to help him to stop. And then they give him the greatest montage video in the history of the UFC when we just seen Stipe Miocic and Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and we're about to see Dustin walk away for the last time. No one gives a shit. The UFC doesn't care about anyone else, but they care about Anthony Smith, a 500 level fight. It was a wonky 10 minutes.
It was the weirdest Michelle Watterson didn't get that. Joanna Jędrzejczyk didn't get that kind of stuff.
They don't care.
Robbie
Lawler?
Like Stipe didn't get that. I know Stipe didn't officially retire, did he? So that kind of makes sense. But just was weird. It was a lot for Anthony Smith, in my opinion. And I'm not using my bias against Anthony Smith here. I just thought it was weird. Yeah, we should talk about these comments, these last two comments.
Oh, I missed it. Give it to me.
Okay. Because people are talking about Gary took damage in the 5th or Prates looked better in the later rounds. Yeah, because he did absolutely nothing for 15 minutes. Of course, he still had juice in the tank. I've never been so frustrated with a fighter. I understand that the Fighting Nerds guys, they make reads, they set traps, and that's what makes them so good. But he made reads for 3 rounds and then showed that those reads were correct in rounds 4 and 5. You made your reads. You made your reads in round 1. I understand a lot of fighters, Dave and I are talking about this off air. A lot of fighters go into their first 5 rounder and freak out about the amount of time and think like, oh, I got to save myself for the end of the fight. But like same thing here. Like he took a little bit of damage in the 5th, but it's not like he was taking damage like that for the whole fight. Nothing was happening.
Yeah, the first 3 rounds he barely got touched. And more important, Elle, what room are you in?
I'm in my office. I'm redoing it. It. This wall back here is. I'm gonna go back to my chair with my chair, but I'm gonna do some stuff in the background first. I moved everything around in mine.
Sounds good. Well, hey, like I said, 4 great guests on. 1 is coming on here any second now, guys. 10-2. Combined mixed martial arts record, 3 wins in a row in the UFC, coming off a mega win at UFC Kansas City. Welcome back to the show, Evan Elder. What's up, Evan? How are you, brother? We started off the show wonky too. We did too. So
I have to say hello there, Erwin. It's been apparently we've never had you on Bananas. Apparently we've never done this before, even though I've been on Fight Bananas, and apparently we really need to do this interview. So I know. For those very confused by what has just occurred on the show, I haven't even informed Dave about this. So for some backstory, Evan used to stay with Grant and I every time he would come up to Kansas City and train. So this was a really favorite clip of ours.
Sometimes I don't watch the news because I'm a kid, and apparently Grandpa just gives me a remote after we watch the Powerball.
Literally anytime you come up ever, Grant, I'm like, apparently.
There goes our YouTube. We're gonna get a strike for showing that video. It's probably got so many likes on YouTube.
Oh, I'm sorry, that video is viral in 2000.
How long ago was that video?
Oh, I don't even know.
Really? Never seen it. Wow. Insane.
Did I get
Evan, coming off a big win, UFC Kansas City. Tell us about, for one, new opponent, Gage, short notice, and then I thought the UFC commentary team did a great job of your guys' history and maybe training to back in the day and all that, and fighting Kansas City. Felt like it was a lot. When your fight came on, felt like the night got going. A lot of history there in that fight. So just put a bow on it for us. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Have you not heard? Feel free to talk about it. Like, yeah.
When Evan, actually, let me remove you and come back in. A couple people are saying it's having trouble.
That doesn't really make sense though, because then we wouldn't be able
Yeah,
to.
Evan, you can hear us right and see us good.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's a connection. I don't like. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to hear Evan.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Sorry.
That's
So
all
real
good.
quick, I know Ellis probably got 5 things for you, Evan, real quick, but something you said there was just so it just jumped at me. And I'm intrigued. This is probably such a casual question for me to ask. You know, like you said, you engage a little bit of history, training, being in the same room a little bit. Do you guys kind of know? Like, do you guys know before the fight happens that night? Like, hey, we have a good. Do you kind of know what's going to happen that night? Do you feel pretty strong one way or another, or it's wonky? People change. You never know what's going to happen on fight night.
I would lean more towards the second. You know, I
Okay.
think that kind of both. You know, like dude, and it's been a while. It's been a while since we trained. And I feel like, yeah, actually, it's been a decent amount of time since we trained together, and I'm sure both of us have gotten significantly better since the last time we trained. And you don't know how fast somebody is or is not evolving in the gym whenever you're not training with them. So, you know, he could have thought that, you know, dude, I've freaking improved a ton. I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna shock this dude, you know. And but also at the same time, it really is, to me, it's just about, bro, you can I've seen world beaters in the gym. I mean, dudes that like have unbelievable potential that just can't put it together on fight night, you know. So when it comes down to it, when you get under the lights, when those intentions are fucking ill, when you're trying to hurt each other, when all the pressure's on, when it matters, when it counts, that's the only time that it really matters. You know, that's the only time that it counts for what you can do, you know. So you can do or say or think or whatever you want to do in the gym, but let's see how it plays out in the cage. And so I would be more in the train of thought of the second, the later part of the question, you know, of like, we're going to have to see how that plays out in a fight, man. You know, Gage is a gamer. He really is. Like that dude shows up on fight night and I was really impressed with his composure. He seemed real composed for like UFC debut in front of a big crowd, home crowd, you know. Seemed like he was real present. There was one point in the fight, my corner kept yelling at me like, chop his leg. And he looked at me, he was like, do it. Chop it. I started laughing, dude. I was super impressed with how present and composed he is, you know, because my UFC debut, I got smashed by the nerves, dude. I fumbled it so bad. I was like, so no, man.
Like Carlos Pratt's in the first 3 rounds against Ian Gary. Come on.
Bro. Dude, that was crazy. I can't believe he about got him out of there in the 5th. But
yeah, he almost did.
But yeah, no, man, I think that I wouldn't say I don't think anybody ever should feel like they know what's going to happen in a fight. You know, it's like, oh no, I know what's going to happen, bro. That's how you get fucking slept.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know. And then all of a sudden it just takes one and you're like, oh, I guess I didn't know. But no, man, you always got to see how that's going to play out in the fight.
I definitely want to ask specifically about, obviously you know Gage, you were getting ready for Gage, like you said. He's always been known for his striking, and I definitely saw you trying to implement a lot of the wrestling. You've always had a really well-timed shot in a lot of your fights. And I thought Gage's takedown defense looked very much improved from his Contender Series fight. Was your plan to be able to wrestle a little bit more?
Honestly, well, there was a really bad failed takedown attempt in the second round. I actually, I'm not even kidding. I was so present in the fight. Like, I feel like I did a really good job this time of like staying calm, staying composed. Like I was really there the whole time. And, in the first round, I think I hit him with something hard and we got kind of close and he grabbed me and then I turned it around. We were on the cage and, dude, I thought for sure I was about to smoke him with a takedown. I reversed him, grabbed a single, pulled him off the cage, got the body lock, felt like I was in good position to lift. I went to lift and I think he hooked the inside of my leg and then he bumped me real hard or something. And it totally knocked me off balance. Fucked up that takedown. And then in the second round, actually in between the first round, I was asking my corners, I was like, hey, how do we look? You know, like, should I be trying to find a takedown? And they're like, bro, no, you're fine. Like you're killing it on the feet. Don't even worry about the takedown. Let's get the finish on the feet. And so I was really just going to throw a takedown out there just to keep him honest, just to make him think that I was thinking about it. But I shot a hard shot. And as I went in, he must have hit me with his hip real hard and it bumped me. I like really fell off balance. And dude, I ended up on my back. I spun around. We scrambled back up to the feet, and I threw a head kick really quick to try to erase all that nonsense. But yeah,
as you think it did.
I was like, "What?" In my head, in the fight, I literally was like, "Okay, I'm gonna look for this takedown." I shot the takedown, and all of a sudden, I was on my back, and I literally was like, "What the fuck just happened? How did I end up on my back like this?"
Demetrius Johnson was proud of the scramble and the head kick. He was proud, dude.
Oh, for real?
No. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you.
What just happened?
I don't know. Are we here? Are we back? Are we good?
Demetrius Johnson did not like that part. He was taking it off.
Well, I guess so. He was like, hey, he threw us into the void.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is wonky. I'm sorry, guys. I think it's on me. But
oh, you're good. You're good. But yeah. So anyway, sorry, I'm doing a terrible job articulating. I keep just rambling. But
no, you're fine, brother.
As far as wrestling, I was like, going into the fight, I thought it was going to be a good, my easiest path to victory because I look at Gage as more of a striker. But then I think I felt totally fine. I felt like I was, I really figured I was on my way to stopping him on the feet. I really thought the leg kicks and the body kicks were going to end up crippling him. And apparently that was not the case. But so I really didn't feel the need to wrestle that much. I was more so trying to keep him honest with like, to use it to set up my striking.
Right. Go ahead.
I was going to say real quick on that is like how high level where did you have to be professionally? Was it in the UFC or before the UFC? You go into a game plan like anyone, like a banker has a set day. And then when they spill their coffee in their car, it's like, oh shit. But like moms, right? Like they can just roll with the punches. Kids can throw them. They're fine. Like you were just like, hey, I had a game plan. And then all of a sudden it didn't maybe go the way I thought it was. You flipped it. But like I said, you looked phenomenal. You won the fight. The commentators were very high on you afterwards. 3 wins in the UFC is hard to do, Evan. You're on the way up. Like when professionally did you be like, hey, I'm good anywhere. I feel good wherever I got to do my thing. I'm going to win the fight.
I mean, honestly, probably this fight.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't have, I kind of look at myself as like a high level generalist is like the way I like to describe myself. It's just like, sure. I'm not elite anywhere. Like I think of like a Grant Dawson, for example. I'm like, dude, that motherfucker will maul anybody on the ground. Like I know
even a gorilla, a silverback gorilla, he can probably beat up too.
Bro, I'm betting the house on Grant anytime.
That gorilla up. When Grant comes in later.
Dude, I love Grant. But he bro, I mean, you know what that dude's gonna do.
Yeah.
Right. Same thing with like a Carlos Prates. You know that dude's gonna try to fucking snipe your head off with the left hand. I don't really have anything. I'm not like a. I don't think you look at me and you're like, oh, this dude is definitely a this. You know, I'm like he's just I'm a pretty generic MMA fighter. You know, I started in MMA. I started in wrestling. I wrestled for 7th and 8th grade year, and then I started training MMA, but very, very little wrestling background. It's not like I was wrestling since I was 6 and went D1 or something like that. So basically I started in MMA. All of my skills kind of rose together, you know? So I look at myself kind of like a high level generalist. So I think that, now I really do think I have kind of rose my levels and my skills to where I really feel like I'm competent to where I can compete with anybody anywhere. Not that I'm an expert or elite anywhere, but if if I get somebody that's trying to, elite at holding people down, I think I'm competent enough to be able to get back up and to defend myself there. Might try to compete back with him in that realm, but I'll be competent enough to defend myself to be able to get back to where I want to be able to put the fight. And I do think that will be one of my, I think I'll end up being, I kind of really see I like to envision and picture myself a lot like a Dustin Poirier character of like, not necessarily, like when you think of Dustin, I think boxing mostly, but he's got nasty grappling. He's good everywhere. He's super well-rounded everywhere, but he's not like only going to do this one thing. And also, I think that one of his greatest skills and attributes is like his heart, his will to fight, toughness, like just grittiness. And I think that's part of my fight game too. And maybe that's just part of being like a general MMA fighter. I don't know, because that seems like to be part of the character build. But yeah,
5'9", white, got the hair. It's the prototype. The prototype. You know what I mean?
It's the prototype. Let's go. I need to
for Halloween, the MMA prototype. They're Evan.
Let's go.
Everybody's characters in the video game.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I have to ask, you had a very unique injury. That knee at the end of the fight, I think, is probably what did it.
Yeah.
How bad did it hurt to split your nose?
What up, dog? We was just talking about you.
You're always talking about me on this show.
Always. How could we not, bro?
Congrats on your last win.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you. We're talking about my nose getting ripped open right now. I don't think you can really see it, but yeah, it was
a lot of stitches.
Bro, I'm pretty expert level at getting hurt.
This happened a long time ago, but a lot of people don't know is he actually got his jaw broken in half.
I did.
Right, yeah. right down the middle. Like he got it split in half. He's got a picture of it. It's actually really gnarly.
Spinning wheel kick from a wrestling practice, essentially.
If I remember correctly, you weren't even you were getting in between a group to keep them safe, right?
Yeah.
And somebody got thrown and the heel went. This is why I'm not joking. Every time I get in between a group, I cover my face and my groin just because something crazy's coming.
Dude, I still to this day, anytime I'm like going to break people up, or just make sure groups don't run into each other, I'm like, I don't know about this. I've been here before. But yeah, I had
how long were you out with a broken jaw?
It took. I mean, I was like no contact for like 6 or 7 months. What'd you say?
You still have the X-ray?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how well it'll show.
Just send me the picture of it. We'll share it and collab it with you.
I never knew that.
Yeah, yeah. Here, I got it right here. I have a injuries photo album on my
the MMA, the life of an MMA fighter.
Here you go. Let me send this to Elle. See how.
Yeah, I can pull it up on the screen if
That's so funny. That's what. Grant, we'll talk later about it, brother. But dude, if there was 100 Grant Dawsons, would you be able to defeat a silverback gorilla?
100 Grant Dawsons?
Yes, bro.
So
just one.
No weapons, just one versus 100.
So here's the question that needs to be answered. Is our survival based on defeating this gorilla?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, we could.
Elle's gone forever if you don't win.
Yes, we could.
There you go. There you go. Thank you.
We're gonna lose a lot of grants along the way.
I agree.
But
here is the picture.
oh,
Here, let me pull up he has like an image file, like
no way.
I thought I was missing a tooth, but I wasn't. All my teeth were fine. Just my jaw was not.
That is gnarly.
Gosh, that's a big crack.
Yeah, dude. It was wild. We were at wrestling practice. The mats were super crazy packed, and we were doing 3-man groups, so we had like one person out. Oh no, what happened?
Oh no, you keep talking.
My bad. I thought I just disconnected. But yeah, we were in like three people groups, so we had one person out, and somebody almost ran into our group and moved out of the way or whatever. And then there was 2 groups right next to me that were about to run into each other. So I was like, oh, I'll get in between them. And as one of them almost ran into me, I turned around. And as I turned around, somebody had got hip tossed and his foot was flying through the air. And as I turned around, I got met with a foot to the face. And the heel just freaking hit me right in the front of the chin and broke it down the middle.
Did you go into punches?
Not really. It was like I got super rocked. But
chin in MMA.
Him and Drew Dober.
You know what I think it was? I think it was because my mouth was open. I wasn't like I was like biting down on the mouthpiece because we were wrestling. I didn't even have a mouthpiece in or nothing. And I think that's why my jaw broke so bad was because my mouth was open. So my jaw just took all of the impact as opposed to like biting down and that force being distributed throughout like the rest of my head. It just took it all right on the freaking tip of the chin.
That's so insane. I got 2 more things real quick, but our next guest is about to come on, so we'll let you run. We got to do this again. We have to have a whole longer.
For sure. Let me know. Let me know.
With the jaw, is it like, are you 100% back? Like, did the jaw?
I think it's good.
That's so wild to see that crack.
That was like 5 years ago, something like that. I still got 2 little bitty plates. They're real thin, but 2 little
you're
plates.
Like a superhero.
That's right, man. I hope. That's what I'm hoping.
Right there.
Yeah, your chin's unmatchable. Last thing for you, real quick. I know it's total left field question. It's so funny when you texted me. I was like, oh, I had your number from years past, and I looked through our texts. I remember you said one of your first texts. Later, Grant. We'll talk to you later, brother.
Peace out, KGD.
Later, guys.
You said, remember with Dustin Lampros, you were roommates with Dustin for the first time we ever talked. Do you see everything that he's been doing with all the, I don't know what the child, like that's crazy, right? That's amazing.
Yeah, no, Scrap's still my guy, man. That's one of my homies, man. He's one of my best friends, but
cool.
Yeah, man, he's out here doing the Lord's work for sure.
Yeah, amazing.
Dude, it is absolutely insane how often he's able to catch these child predators. Like, I mean, that's in one area. Like, that's not like he's like traveling the world doing this. Like, he's literally just right there where he's at. It's like it's that sick. Frequent. It's really scary.
I mean, I got 4 kids, man. Like like I reach out to Dustin all the time. I just like do a prayer emoji or thank you. Like anytime one of those scumbags is off, the beaten path of just where we live and everything. I love it. So, man, crazy. Evan, like I said, our next guest is coming through. Congratulations. 3 wins in a row in the UFC. That's hard to do. Not a lot of men do that. So, Evan, we love it, man. We love watching the rise up for you.
Thank you so much, guys. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Let's hop back on here soon.
Yeah, for sure. Evan Elder, guys.
Right.
UFC stud. There we go.
I have it.
Dude, that was good. We could have won for a while. But
we got a busy show today, guys. We got guest after guest. I'm pumped.
You do the introduction. I'll push the button for you.
Absolutely. So coming off of a big win in the first round of the PFL tournament, we have ATT middleweight Josh Silveira. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Josh?
Guys? How's it going? Can you hear me? You guys are good?
Sound great.
Very good.
Good. Cool. Yeah. How's it going? Happy to be here.
Good, man. Good. It's good. It's good to see you. Obviously just saw you in Orlando and then obviously since then as well. But how are you feeling just after, like, you won in the first round? How's the body feel? Are you feeling already ready to hop right back into camp?
Yeah. So it was a decision fight. So I went all 3 rounds. I think it was like a good fight for me in a sense of like development and like experience. Middleweight. Yeah, I haven't been in that weight class for like two or 3 years or so, something like that. So it's just been a good experience, but I didn't need to take some time off because it was kind of a bit of a barn burner. Mike Shipman definitely brought that English pub attitude to the fight. So yeah, we were fighting over some pints or something like that, man. So yeah, it was good overall. I'm very happy with myself.
Nice. It seems like a lot of that card to me has been the best PFL card this year in the tournament. A lot of names, a lot of finishes, a lot of upsets even happened in that card. Have you felt the buzz from that night from the PFL, and especially about your tournament more than any? It seems like there's a lot of buzz about you guys.
Yeah, I think it's just a new weight class. Even though you see like familiar faces, myself, Impa, Sadibu, and even the Russian who moved up. But it's crazy, man. We're moving to the semis, and we have I think I'm the only PFL representation. I think I think so, right? Yeah, Fabian.
Yeah, Dalton, Fabian.
Yeah. So I'm the only PFL rep guy. I mean, we're all under PFL, but it just goes to show that, new weight class. Yeah. PFL. Yeah.
PFL. We're all PFL, man. I love it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
PFL.
That's crazy. That's good.
So I think it's exciting. It's refreshing. I think I think there's a couple guys in the weight class that make it exciting, like the new names, like you got Fabian and Dalton. I think they're like I think fans like them, they bring a lot of attention. But yeah, I think it's cool. It's all amazing.
Speaking of Fabian, we just had him on. So we just had him on right after his win over Impa. And he definitely, like, he felt like some of the Bellator guys were a bit of underdogs heading into this, but he also kind of seemed like he was more talking about the finals rather than this next matchup against you. Do you feel like he's looking past you a little bit?
I mean, if I'm not sure, I gotta go watch that interview. I didn't want to watch it beforehand so I could come in here with a clear mind, and answer these questions non-aggressively. But
I love it.
But I mean, it's okay. I feel like maybe because I lost to Impa twice and he just beat Impa, maybe that's why he feels like. But MMA doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I wish it did. Like I beat this guy and this guy lost to you. I should beat you, but it doesn't work like that a lot of the times. And it is what it is. We're gonna have to fight regardless whether he thinks he's in the finals or not. So we'll figure that out in Chicago. But I think it's actually a great matchup.
Yeah.
And if anything, I don't mean to answer too many questions ahead. I've been Fabian twice already. I've been twice before. So when he fought against Johnny twice, Johnny's used me twice already. So I've already studied him. I know the southpaw.
Yeah.
And the fight he just had with Impa, I mean, I know he knocked Impa out, but Impa rocked him like twice. So there was some adversity there he had to deal with. So yeah, I'm excited. I would have been okay to fight Impa for the third time, but to be honest, like as like just like MMA fans and stuff, like, do we want to see that really? I'll give the crowd what they want to see, but I think this new matchup is a little bit more exciting. I guess, I don't know. It's just
Josh, real quick. That was one of my questions for you, my man. With Impa having kind of two on you already, were you rooting for one way or another, or you don't give a crap? You were 100% focused on yours and whatever happened. But as someone, I would always feel like I want that one back. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. As like a human, and
yeah.
I want it back, but like at the end of the day, like a lot of people ask me this question too all the time. Like, what if you fight Impa again? I was like, man, if it happens, it happens. But my career is not against Impa, even though it looks like that on paper, like me versus him, and it's like this crazy like Kill Cliff versus ATT, and whatever. We were the guys who got to play the role during this time, but my career is not based off of Impa, So if I got to fight him, cool. I would have been excited to fight him at middleweight. I feel like a different fighter, 100%. And I just feel like the odds just have to come to my favor eventually. Like you can't knock me out. You can't finish me. So I gotta eventually, like, something has to happen. Yeah. It's a numbers game, but obviously, Fabian's a great win too. It's a great step in competition, and if he's looking past me, man, this is great. This is what I love.
No, and I agree. I love that you're excited for a fresh matchup. I think the PFL for a couple years was in this kind of stale period where I know it happened a bunch at featherweight. We saw Chris Wade and Bubba Jenkins fight like a million times.
9 times we saw that fight, El. We saw it like 9 times.
It really is. It's a fresh weight class. I think a lot of the exciting names from 205 are here at 185, like you and Impa. Obviously not anymore, but he's no longer in the tournament. But I agree. I think it's really exciting to see the fighters excited about it as well.
Sure.
I know it's kind of like we have to ask it. It's kind of uncomfortable, but there's definitely a possibility of you fighting Dalton in the finals. There's definitely a possibility of, you win the tournament, you might be facing Johnny at the end of the year. Like, have you given much thought to this? And have you guys have any of you talked about it at all?
What a tough question, El. Gee whiz, putting it to the fire.
That's a great question. We kind of talked about it in a sense. We talked about it in a sense like we'll meet each other in the finals. Obviously we're encouraging each other when I see you in the finals. But I think it's just being professional. For me, experience wise, I've already done this before against Omari. Back in the day, my first PFL year, I had to fight Omari in the semifinal. So I already fought a teammate. I fought an experienced teammate. He just came from the UFC, and let me tell you, he beat me just kind of like, he didn't kick my ass, but nothing happened either. And he was cool with it too. He took the win. He's like, I don't got to do anything more, anything less. And the experience showed. And ever since that day, I remember telling myself, if I ever have to fight a teammate again, unfortunately, I'm not going to, we're going to have to do something else differently, because I'm not just I just got kind of outsparred, and it was just kind of like this weird friendship thingy. So, and I think Dalton knows that too. And Johnny knew too, me and Johnny sparred many times pretty hard already. So if we had to fight over it, we're just kind of cranking it up just a little bit already than what we do. So, I think at the end of the day, the big difference is we're making money together. I think that's a plus, so why not, man? Why not? Why not create a little bit of drama? I'll put him, I'll shove him, put him in a front headlock at the press conference or something just to sell an extra couple of pay-per-views, we'll talk about it before if we have to, but I'm cool with it, man.
Somebody said you got to grow the mullet back out. People miss the mullet.
I know, man. I got like a mullet hawk going on, but
okay. Yeah.
You know what it is? I'll give, you people with long hair, I'll give you guys credit. I don't know how you guys just like, just deal with it. It's just like a whole nother grappling match throughout the day.
You want to know what the secret is? Bun is exact bun is 5 days old.
No, Josh, I had like hair for 20 years. I cut my hair like a month ago for the first time in 20 years, Josh. It was like I had
hair was like this long.
You feel aerodynamic, like you're faster, just moving around like your house, just like wow.
Bro, I think I'll fight Anderson Silva in his prime right now. I'm so fast. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah.
So going back to that question real quick. We had this, Dave. We had this great dinner after weigh-ins. All the ATT people that were there to watch and fight. Like I think JJ had his food prepped at the hotel, but like you went out, you ate with Dalton. We ate there with Conan, your head coach, your dad. Like the whole team was there. It was awesome. I got to listen to Mako tell wrestling stories all night. So here's my question: Is that normal? And B, if you and Dalton do meet in the finals, will there be a weigh-in dinner, a joint weigh-in dinner again?
One that is normal. That's Brazilian food. I love that. And I love the camaraderie. And why not? Let's face it. We're thinking about the fight regardless. So let's take a little bit of that time off. And enjoy it with like people who kind of actually they do understand what you're going through. Actually, because most of the people at that table have been in a cage. With pounding. So I think that's enjoyable. And my invitation is to Dalton already, when that time comes, let's do it. There's no reason, I don't know how he'll feel about it. Maybe if, that's on him. If we don't end up eating together, that's on him because I'm inviting him now here on the show right now.
There you go.
And you got video evidence right here.
Official invitation. And to go back to the dinner, he saw me eating crazy. And I don't think he believed how much I was eating because it was like a buffet.
It was probably the best all-you-can-eat steak I've ever had.
It was amazing. I remember him asking me, he's like, aren't you worried you're going to be full? And I'm like, for tomorrow? Nah, man, I'm pretty sure by the time I fight, I'm going to be using the restroom at least 2 or 3 times after this time. So we're good to go.
I love it. A question that I don't know. I've watched a lot of your stuff and always for the PFL, you always have great conversations with the media in-house and everything of that nature. But I don't know if anyone's asked you this or I've never seen it. I know you're in the middle of your fighting career for sure, but have you thought about 10 years from now, 15 years from now with the lineage, of course, with your dad and coaching? Have you thought about one day being a coach right there, Coconut Creek, American Top Team, 2042?
No, 100%.
Okay.
If anything, I do a little bit of my off time. I do coach particularly a family, a family. I really didn't want to get too into coaching during my MMA career because it'll take over your life sometimes, I wanted to really focus on the fighting part. But there's this family that was just kept, like, please coach my son. And then from the son, it went to the daughter. Then from now I'm coaching the whole family. And I do find a passion in coaching. Now, if you ask me to coach like somebody from the ground up right now, or, I don't know how it would feel in 2042. Like you said, maybe I might feel differently. But right now, I just know how to dealing with somebody like on the green side and just trying to make them become a champion. I wouldn't want to deal with that. Now, I do have a awesome time dealing with pros, though, because I like pros. They know where to go. They know where their head's at. It's just a matter of just like effort and just like if you're good or not,
Yeah. Like more like a CEO. Like you don't want to put up the X's and O's. It's more of just kind of
So if I had an opportunity to coach alongside with my father or Coach Mike Brown or anybody, I know I got to climb the ladder just because I'm the guy's son, even though I've been here since the beginning. But no, there's a lot of guys that put so much into ATT. So of course, as long as I'm not stepping on anyone's toes, I could definitely see myself coaching. I love it. I speak Portuguese as well, so I communicate with the Brazilians. I could speak English. So I think there's a bridge there too, with it's not just showing moves, it's just relationships,
Right.
Most of the coaches in there have great relationships with their fighters.
Sure.
Before they show them anything,
On that same topic, you've got baby number 1, first kid coming this month, right? Or next month?
A week and a half, I'd say.
Ooh, congratulations.
And Zara was like at fight week and everything, like a champ.
I know.
That's cool. First of all, congratulations. That's super exciting coming up.
Yeah, thank you.
What are your thoughts about like your kid growing up in the gym? Would you want to coach your father and continue, like your father, would you want to coach your own child and bring them up in the sport as well?
No, for sure. Like kind of like my dad, I'm not his only kid. There's 4 or 5 of us. There's quite a bit of us, but I'm the only one that fights. There's nobody ever, whipped me with a jiu-jitsu belt. That you're gonna learn how to do this. You know what I mean? It was more of like you're gonna learn how to be active and learn how to do a sport, but you don't gotta fight. I'm the one that asked to do it, you know. So it'll be the same type of environment. Hey, this is what I do. This is what dad does. Of course, as a female, I think it's important. I'm gonna try to influence self-defense onto her. I think, you know, I think in this world, you know, it really is like a man's type of world. So women need to learn how to like deal with men. And I think combat makes women feel confident and learn how to deal with men in a men environment, you know. And unfortunately, not every man is respectful, you know, and that's just the way this world works. So hopefully hopefully she wants to learn this stuff. I'm not gonna force it upon her, but I hope she could catch me fighting a little bit, you know, so she could see me go to work. I hope she thinks I'm cool too, because I thought my dad was pretty fucking cool. When like I went to like, it wasn't called MMA back then. It was called Vale Tudo, you know, or MMA. It was called like cage fighting. You know, John McCain called it human cockfighting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
cockfighting.
It's just like there was no name really for it, you know. So it was hard to explain to my friends. So hopefully by the time she gets to school, she could just be like, yeah, this is him. This is what he does. And everyone's like, oh yeah, I know that. Versus what's the arm triangle? What's a katagatami? Oh, I'll show you, you know, and then I'm choking kids out at school and shit. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, I definitely want her in that environment. It's obviously it's different. It's not the same. Back in the day, it was more intimate. Now it's more of like a business, but ATT does do a good job at making it a family orientated, I would say.
I'm very much looking forward to seeing your daughter at the gym. It'll help my baby fever.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna put you and Grant's gonna be like, dude, you can't keep bringing it over. Hi.
Problem. He's ready. He's waiting for me. So.
Okay. So he's like, keep her here. We got down.
Baby.
That's so funny. That's so funny. I got one last fun one. We got Kayla coming on in around 5 to 6 minutes. Josh, you're in the middleweight, tournament for the PFL. We would love your mixed martial arts middleweight top 4 fighters in the history of the great sport of MMA. If you had to put 4 middleweights on that Mount Rushmore, who would you put?
4 middleweights.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, this is not in particular order.
Nope.
But I think Anderson Silva has to go there. I mean, if I missed him, I should just never fight again, you know. Obviously, it was a blessing to be part of that, to see that, to witness that. So I think Anderson Silva, let me think here. As much as I don't want to say it, but I got to respect it. I would say maybe Michael Bisping. I don't know. That's the reason. His credentials are louder than his attitude is. I would say he definitely is up there. He's fought a lot of the best. He's been around. He's been in the UFC house since the I think the first house.
I think it was like 3 or 4, right? The Ultimate Fighter.
I think maybe the third, or and
it was early. It was early.
He built up. He won it. You know.
Yeah. Izzy.
Izzy. I have weird things about Izzy, man. Maybe he's old school guy, but I would throw Izzy up there. I don't want to get crucified.
No, it's your list, brother. It's your list.
I would throw Izzy up there, and then
Izzy.
I'm trying to think of an old school guy. But Anderson Silva took it. I don't know, man. I honestly, let's get creative, man. Let's throw like I think soon to be shoot. I was gonna throw Johnny up there. Why not?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
I was gonna
Johnny Eblin. There we go.
To be honest, I think
Dude, imagine Johnny Eblin versus Chael Sonnen, both in their prime. Ooh.
Yeah,
Give me that.
I think the only thing Johnny's missing is I think some names he has to go get after, but he's doing things that no one else has done. I mean, we haven't seen it done in a while, you know.
Yeah, so, I mean, he's 16-0, right? 16-0.
16-0. You know, I think Izzy was undefeated for a while, but before that, it was really not happening.
Yeah.
You know? So
I like that. That's a great list. Chicago, Fabian Edwards, coming up really soon. And then I hear the rumor is the finals for you guys would be in Hollywood, Florida, right down the street. So no plane, nothing.
Yeah, no plane. I like that. You know, unfortunately, the last time I was there, I lost, but it was a good fight. So hopefully, I don't mean to, if I'm fighting Dalton, sorry, but hopefully that doesn't, I don't have that same taste in my mouth when I go there. I want to win. I want to win when I'm at home, and I'm sure he does too. But one fight at a time. Let's take this dude Fabian out. That thinks he's just gonna beat me so quick. So.
All right, now you got to go back and watch it. Man, he was. Me and Elle were like, whoa, like, because we have no idea. Like, we don't talk to you guys before this, and we love kind of just little ripping it. And yeah, right away, Fabian's like, yeah, I can't wait to see Dalton in the finals. It was like, me and Elle were like, whoa, okay. So
I may have led some questions. I don't want to throw him totally under the bus, but I'd definitely be interested to hear your responses, and if there's anything you want to come back on and say after,
What's interesting is if you kind of look at on paper, we're kind of like almost. I mean, he does have notable wins against like Mousasi and Lyoto, but like, let me fight Lyoto at an old man too. Like that was what Bellator was doing back in the day too. Wasn't the nicest thing either. Like guys were just fighting for a paycheck, I think too. But I'm not trying to take the wins away from him. But if you go look, he lost to the same guy twice. Or my teammate, I've lost to the same guy twice. The only difference is he beat the guy that I lost to twice, and that guy rocked him like 2 or 3 times in the first round. So at the end of the day, I don't know how he thinks he's just mapping out these things so well. And at least you would think in the world of MMA, anything could happen. Anyone knows that, but obviously, some people think they got it good. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
I was already excited for Chicago. Now I cannot wait for this fight. Josh, thank you so much for your time today. 14-4, back in the PFL semifinals. Chicago, Illinois, coming up next month, a month and a half. Thank you so much for your time today.
Hey, can I throw one more thing in there?
Yep.
I forgot. I have this new barbecue sauce, or this new hot sauce out right now. It is called. Sorry, 1 second. I know you guys are. I schedule time. It's called Angry Barbarian. I just want to put it out there. I'm gonna have a link up this week. It's a hot sauce. I've been working on it with my partner, Angry Barbarian. Obviously, Konya. I'm my dad, Conan Barbarian. So it's kind of linked. I'll bring this to the gym. I'll give you a sample. But the link will be in my bio, my IG.
Yeah, Josh, send the link to Elle, and then we'll put it up. We'll put it up on Fight Bananas. We'll put it on stories. We'll tag you. We'll share it out there.
Cool. Yeah, that's me, man. That's me. That's the angry. That's me right there.
Angry Barbarian. I like it.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I appreciate it. I know you guys
awesome. Thanks, Josh. Appreciate your time, brother.
See ya. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Man.
That's cool.
I like that. Dude, I
just ran out of my Poirier hot sauce. I need some more.
Wow. Talking about we've been an hour in the show. We haven't even mentioned that finally announced The Last Dance. Dustin Poirier, New Orleans, July 19th.
We have to go, Dave.
It's on my calendar.
It's on mine. I hate that I'm not like, I don't want to say I'm not as excited about it as other people are, but it's just because I've known for so long.
I know. I agree.
And I've just been waiting. I'm like, when is this going to be announced?
I think I shared it to my brother. We love talking MMA and stuff. It was literally in my photos. Like, you have your photo album. It's dated. I had this fight poster, everyone, like in January or February. Like, I've known for 3 months.
Well, I don't even know if it was official yet, but everybody kind of knew that that's what was going to happen. Like it was like, we knew eventually they had to have this fight happen. Like nothing else makes sense for a Dustin Poirier retirement fight. Like
it was wild that, did you hear Dustin, that they even said the UFC, Dustin almost wanted the Gaethje trilogy or was even open to the Ilya thing, but the UFC is like, dude, you and Max, that's, you know why? I have a, what?
I just said it's going to be huge.
So big. And you ready for this one? I got a feeling about something. if or maybe when Dustin wins, I think the UFC wants Dustin to walk away with the BMF title, and it's gone forever. Like the lineage of the BMF title is gone.
That's honestly perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
As much like I get it, like I get the BMF, but it's not my favorite thing that we've ever done in MMA. I'm not gonna lie. Like
it's made great matchups and great moments. Like if you think about it, it really it's held its purpose. You know what I mean? But I agree with you. Like I'm okay if they want to move on.
No, I am too. And I think that's actually a really good point. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. Dude, Grant did that to me 2 weeks ago. It was not good. We don't know who else will be on the card. But one thing we do know is coming up on June 7th at UFC 316, one of the biggest female fights in the history of the sport and only going to get bigger, the one and only Kayla Harrison.
Hello.
Hi. Well, technically, I'm going to get smaller before I get bigger, but yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Speaking of which, how goes I know camp life is crazy. I know you have 1 million steps every day that you do. How is the cut and the camp so far?
I mean, it's terrible. Like I think the hardest part is, just kind of surrendering to it and accepting, like, it's all part of the process. Like, I'm being broken down to be built up higher than I've gone before. So let me put them I'm getting ready to go do my 6 miles. So I already got my hat on. I got my sunscreen on. I'm ready to go.
It is. So you're choosing, I don't know if you're choosing, it's just how it works in your schedule, but you're doing this 6 miles at like the peak of Florida heat today.
Well, for me, it's like, I do my first workout fasted, and I never want to go into a sparring session or like a live, like, you know how our schedule is. Our live practices are the first thing in the morning every day. And so I never want to go into one of those depleted. Like my goal is to be the best fighter, not to be the best 6 mile, like jogger, So, so I always go into that practice the freshest and then, suck it up, buttercup, and dude, I'm doing like 44 miles. I'm literally doing like 2 marathons a week. And I'm like, maybe I should do a marathon after I retire. Like, what the?
The Disney Marathon is really cool. My wife is super into doing the Disney Marathon. It's a thing.
Oh, yeah. So your wife's crazy. Good.
Have you met me?
Yes.
So there you go.
No, a bunch of my church friends are doing like 100-mile race.
Oh yes, that's
in the Keys. Like it's next month, and I was signed up to do it with them. I don't know why. Thank God I got a fight.
I knew you were not going to make it to that race.
No, because like everyone in the leg of the race has to do like 2 16-mile, like parts.
Yeah.
So like literally, thank you God for giving me a fight, so I could be like, sorry, I can't do it. Like.
Talking about that, Kayla, we posted something after that amazing press conference as you are the hero we need. Have you ever been around a press conference where it was so nails on a chalkboard to someone and then this perfect angel the other side? And Kayla, I'm very high on some Kayla Harrison, but it was incredible. Maybe it was very smart of them to be in South Florida, but Juliana didn't do herself any favors at all.
I know.
It was wild.
I mean, to be honest, I was like, it was very overwhelming in the sense that I was like, I kind of was like, all right, we're going to have some fun. Like, it's just 2 moms going to talk a little shit. Like in my head, it's like when I go to the gym, Elle, right? Where you're just like, you're yapping, like, but it's all in good fun for me. I don't ever have any like malice, ill will. Yeah, 100%. But dude, she came out with like, she had shit she was going to say, and like nobody and nothing was going to stop her. And a lot of it didn't make any sense. And so like, she just does me a huge favor every time she opens her mouth, because I get more and more fans. Like my DMs are literally flooded with, please shut her up, like. It's like
You're
I'm gonna be like
Batman.
I'm literally gonna be like Batman. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna be pretty sick.
It's
Batman.
It's amazing.
I remember, like, I can't remember exactly what she said, but I remember a couple of years ago she like spread some rumors about ATT. I remember, and like I heard this from Dan. I think. Were you there when she came through the gym? Because he said she was there for like a day, maybe, or something.
No, I wasn't there when she came to the gym, but like that's what I mean, dude. She's just throwing spaghetti at the wall. Like first it was when I was in the PFL, it was like, oh, if she wants to be a real fighter, she can come to a real weight class, like in a real promotion. And I was like, all right, well, here I am. And then now it's like I ran from the PFL and I ran from Cyborg and now I'm a weight bully. And I'm like, hello, you do realize that this is the hot, like, I wouldn't fight this weight if I didn't have to.
Yeah.
Like, it's not by choice. Then she's like, you need to, like, then you're peeing blood and you need to go have a walking taco. Like, I was just like, what is happening? Like,
it was wild. I think I've been around my fair share of press conferences and seen everything.
For sure you have.
I've never seen 100 to a 0. Like I've never seen multiple people, even like Sean was actually very like reserved and not his normal self. And maybe Rob won, but he still had a couple like, oh, thanks, Dana. It was whatever. It was, and I'm not saying this because you're wrong. I said this after that week. I was like, Kayla was 100, Juliana was 0. I've never seen anything like it. But real quick, something on Sean. I don't know if you saw or some of the stuff out there, Kayla. He's in crutches. Maybe he's gonna fight. Maybe he's not. Have you seen anything of it?
No, I did hear someone say something about crutches. I think it was on X or something, but
yeah,
I don't know. What's the rumor mill saying?
The rumor mill is that he's banged up or whatever. But my question to you is, does it matter to you at all if you guys are the headline and it's a Kayla Harrison, Juliana Pena show, or no, not at all, nothing?
No, I mean, like,
just want to crush one championship.
No, I just want to go win that belt. And to be honest with you, the earlier I fight, the better, because I'm a mom and like these late nights are they're for the birds. Okay, like I'm over 30 now, so I'm in the over 30 club. Like, put me on, put me on the prelims, baby.
Harrison loves the daytime UFC card.
Oh yeah, you gotta fight in Dubai. Kayla in Dubai.
Oh, okay. No, I'd actually rather fight late and in the States than early and in Dubai. Thank you for. Would you rather?
Yeah. It's at 4:00 in the morning there. Like it's but can we rewind just a second? So Pena brought up the cyborg thing. I think that's like the one thing that people tend to navigate towards you if they do have any negativity. Can we put the cyborg situation to bed? Like,
yeah. I mean, like, it doesn't bother me. You guys can, like, people can think whatever they want about me. I know that I chased that fight for years. Like, I know what really happened. And I know that, like, I let that go because I can only control me. And I decided not to chase people, but to chase my dreams. And it was the best decision I've ever made. Like, now I'm on the cusp of being UFC champion. Amanda's gonna come. Like, all of my dreams are coming true, like one step at a time. So, I mean, if you want to, like, I'd still fight Cyborg. She's got to sign with the UFC. We can fight at whatever weight she wants. But, like, I know what really happened. So you guys can say or think whatever you want.
No. We think
facts don't lie. And unfortunately, I signed a NDA about certain things, but like facts don't lie.
Can I ask how long? Is there like a grace period of like then?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You mentioned
that's a good question.
Yeah, I'm full of them.
I'm gonna have my lawyer look at that.
And let us know the day it expires.
Yeah. I will.
No, but you were on our show like a month or two ago where you didn't have a fight yet, and you, like you said, you laid it out what the path looked like. We kind of knew you'd be fighting Juliana, but you were like, I want Juliana, and then if it was ideal, Amanda would come back. I would cement myself as the greatest female fighter of all time, and like you said, you're on the cusp of that.
I know
that feel to have just prayed and manifested this into
Yeah, I mean, I think it just feels like I'm walking in my purpose, you know? A lot of there's always a lot of uncertainty, I think, especially when you have these big dreams or these big goals. And so it's no secret. Like, I also have big faith, right? Like, that is my goal, is to grow spiritually as much as I can every day. And so I always want to be doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I always want to be taking that next right step. And there were a lot of moments, especially before I signed with the UFC, where I didn't know, like, is this the right thing? Or is this my pride? Or is this my ego? Or is this like, am I being selfish? Like, what is the motive behind this? And I just really had to get quiet and get still and talk to God. And like, some of the best advice I've ever received is 51-49. When it's 51%, you're sure that this is what God wants you to do, you go. And he'll make it clear if it's not. And so when I got to that 51, I was like, all right, I'm all in. I'm going to do this. We're going to see what happens. And dude, it's just been really, it's been a blessing to feel like I'm on the right path, and like, hopefully I'm being a light in this world. And I'm just, yeah, like, my whole life is such a dream. Literally the only thing that I'm missing is a husband. And from what all my married friends say, like, it's not that great anyway. So
they're overrated, Kayla. They are, you know.
I was like, I will not comment on my man-child husband.
They're overrated. They're overrated.
The
How softball's going? I see a lot of
Oh
the
my
social
gosh.
media, multiple games on every Saturday, just taking up
Oh, it's the
time.
sport that never ends.
Oh my God.
Dave,
I'm kidding.
Kayla, have four. I don't know how I do it, and I think you'll like this. My oldest tomorrow is starting his first like MMA session, his first ever MMA.
Oh, that's
training
exciting.
session. So I'm super excited about that. But we got every day is something. We got basketball, Boy Scouts.
No, dude, it's
softball.
out of control. Yeah. My kids are both gonna play at least one sport a season, but now I'm realizing, like, maybe every other, like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to have them both play a sport at this, because my son's gonna play flag football this year, and we all do judo together. So like, we're all always doing something. But dude, this softball thing is no, like, it's a commit. Like, these, and the parent, like, some of the parents, I'm a little bit like, rein it in, sweetheart. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, there are no scouts here. This is.
Do they do all the chants in the dugout? Is it?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love the chants. No, I'm about that life. I'm like,
you're
rooster, rooster, you know. Good eye, good eye, good eye, good eye, good eye, good eye, G-O-D-E-I-E, good eye, good eye, good eye.
You're definitely the loudest mom at the softball field. Definitely.
No, well,
you gotta be up there.
Positive. No, I'm definitely loud, but just like all positive.
Yeah.
No, it's so funny because like I don't know the first thing about softball, but like I can tell being a pitcher is a lot of stress, you know, like it's got to be stressful. So I'm like, you know, I'll yell to the pitcher like, deep breath, reset, you've got this, you know, and like
that's good advice.
Sometimes I see her take a deep breath and I'm like, yes.
Mom.
I was gonna say, Elle, do you think that girl knows? That girl goes home, he goes, Kayla Harrison just told me to take a deep breath. Like, holy crap. Like, if Kayla said, hey, Dave, you should do 10 push-ups every morning, I would freaking do 10 push-ups every morning.
Oh, no, I don't know about that. It's so funny because the dads knew who I was right away. Like all the dads were like, or I had a hat on and they were like, are you who I think you are? And I'm like, who do you think I am? And they're like, are you Kayla? And I was like, I am guilty. And they were like, nice. And the season started before my fight. They were like, when are you going to mess up Julie? You know, like everyone's just waiting for me to mess up Juliana, even the softball dads. Yeah. So it's been funny because now everyone's like, all the softball moms are like all invested in my like weight cut. And like, they're like, we're going to go out for tacos after your fight. We're going to have a mom night. Like, I'm like, yes, this sounds great.
Dude, it's a thing. It's a thing. We got to push this button now. I know you would be upset if I didn't. Grant goes, tell Kayla feather infinity sign tattoo. She'll know.
Infinity, girls for life, BFFs, hearts.
Is Grant like is okay? No, I don't know.
We'll have an inside joke that I don't know about.
No, Grant can explain it. He's like, he's got yeah. Some of the guys at the gym have very like invested relationships, and so
He's one of the good ones. He's one of the good
no,
ones.
he is definitely one of the good ones.
We love us some Grant.
Yeah, he's the best. He actually
I
like coached. He coached me one day because all my coaches were gone, and I was like, "Oh, Grant, thank you." He didn't really say much. I was like, "You could be a little more vocal," but I think he was like, "Great job." I was like, "All right."
He's gonna be when Mike Brown finally retires in a million years. Grant
2077, yeah.
Grant will step up and to be the new Mike Brown.
That's good. I like that.
All right. One more off the wall ATT question. It's always a topic on our show weekly. Can you give us, or how freaking good is Dakota Ditcheva at fighting? And what's her second?
Dude, I thought
update?
you were gonna say Dakota Bush. I was like, you threw me there.
Oh yeah, we do talk about Dakota Bush a lot too. We do.
I was like, which Dakota do you want me to promo for today? Because I can promo for both of them. No, dude, she's an absolute Dakota. We've talked about this a million times. Like Dakota is like, she's the full package. You know, there are a lot of fighters who are great fighters. There are a lot of fighters who are great athletes, or there are a lot of fighters who are good on the mic. But like, she's everything. She's the total package. She's got the charisma. She's got that it thing. And that girl can fight, you know, like, and she's getting better and better every day. She also has time on her side. She's young. She's hungry. Like, not only, this is what I love about, and what I always look for when I look at the future of our sport. Like, you can be you can be the most talented person in the room, but if you don't have the grit, like if you're not willing to get in there and get your ass kicked, I don't really give you, I just say like, you're probably not gonna be what you have the potential to be. But Dakota will go with anybody. Like, she's an absolute beast. And the other Dakota as well, dude. Like, guys should be in the UFC 100%. I'm not kidding you. I've seen him spar anywhere from like 185, maybe a 205. I'm not even sure. Like, he gives the best guys in the room at ATT the best work that they can get. And that's saying something. Like, we have a lot of I'm talking from Bo Nickel to Yaroslav to any of the 155, Gamrot, you know, like Mosfar, like the best guys in the room. He's giving him the like good work. So it's actually shocking to me that he's not in the UFC.
It is very shocking.
I think he's got to be.
Sign him!
Yeah, he's next.
I just know he's right there. He's got to be.
It's gonna happen any day now. I 1000% believe that. I know it's.
I would assume also Kayla. Oh,
we got to address this comment. No, SG. We were talking about Dakota Ditcheva. If you want to hear Kayla talk about Juliana, you're gonna have to go to the beginning.
That was 8 minutes ago. Go.
Oh no, yeah, Juliana's got the it factor. Said no one ever. She's just got that thing. It's it's an annoying voice. That's the thing that she's got.
She has.
It's wild. And also, like you said, it's something that no one's ever said this, so like it just hit me different. She had 3 lines that she was saying. She didn't care what question was being asked or what you said to her. You could have said, "Hey, Juliana, you're."
No, that's what I mean. She's very Kobe-esque, right?
Yeah,
she had her bullet points.
Yeah,
she did her like research of like, she just like knew, like, I have to say that Kayla's a weight bully. I have to say that she ran from Cyborg. I have to say that she's pissing blood, you know, like. And then she was like, "How are you gonna beat me, Kayla?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, well, how are you gonna beat me, bitch?"
Oh God, I can't wait.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah.
We'll rewind it and take it off.
Okay,
a fun one, of course. Your UFC 316, June 7th. The next month, July 19th, UFC I believe 17 in New Orleans. Dustin Poirier, American Top Team, headlining.
I know.
The Last Dance, Kayla. The Last.
I know. Bittersweet. I'm so happy for him. Like, honestly, my son just walked in. You want to say hi?
Hey, dude.
That's Emery. Honestly, I am so happy for him. He's literally doing this. Like, it's the dream. He's doing it his way. Home soil, like where it all began with like another legend of the sport. They have massive respect for each other. They share such a long history. Like, yeah, dude, Dustin's the man. And it's so funny because when he won the belt against Max in Atlanta. I went to that fight. I was at that fight. Like, Dan let me ride on the jet, and so I like went up real quick for a night of fights, and I'll never forget that feeling of like, oh, if Dustin is doing it, and like I train at the same place as Dustin, like then I can do it. Like, it was so inspiring, and so I'm just so happy for him. He's got a baby on the way. Dude, he's like living the dream. I'm so happy for him. He deserves every single bit of it, you know?
And I think one of the most underrated things, and you said it there too, is just whenever it happens, could be a year from now, Kayla, could be 9 years from now, whenever the last fight is. Imagine your last fight being against someone with angst like a Juliana. It would just like ruin the moment.
No, yeah, 100%.
How great that Dustin and Max are so cool. They,
yes.
You know, they know what they're going to do. Very respectful. Yes. It's just got a great feeling about the whole thing. I think 100%. It's a very underrated part of the Last Dance.
No, like the ultimate level of respect for each other, like true martial artists, like also true warriors, dogs, like everybody's favorite fighters. Like it just doesn't get better than that, you know? Yeah, I'm so pumped for him. It's gonna be freaking epic. You best believe I'm gonna be at that fight.
That's three of that. That's three, El. That's three.
I think we're all gonna be there.
We're definitely all gonna be there. Everyone's gonna be there. It's gonna be crazy. Okay, and you're not the cat.
And you'll be world champion during that night. That's
insane. I know, dude. That means I'm gonna finally be. They better put me in the front row. They've been put me in the second row, and I just want you to know that I notice everything. I notice everything, UFC, and so when I get that belt.
First row.
Be in the front row. Yeah. It's already. I have a long list of demands for American Top Teams. Like we've talked. I don't know if we've talked about this. Dan is like.
What about the statue?
Dan said that I have to give him at least 24 hours to enjoy me winning before I start like berating him with my assault of demands. No, yes, the American Top Team statue is now gonna have breasts. There's gonna be a Kayla Harrison only parking spot. There's a mural of George with his knee. There will now be a mural of me. I'm not sure, maybe like with a cape, since I'm going to be Batman and like save the world. I don't know. Something like artsy but edgy. Some kind of mural. We're going to figure it out.
Dude, how cool would it be actually in front of the American Top Team that they do it for NBA players? Like Shaquille O'Neal has a statue. I went to LA, like he's got a statue. They can have a George.
I'm not even thinking big enough. I need a real. So Mako's major was in ceramics. He was an art major with a special in ceramics. And so maybe I will commission Mako to make a bronzed statue of me to go out front of American Top Team. It's gonna end up being something extremely abstract.
Definitely add a women's sauna to your list.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've been bitching about the female locker room. Sorry, my son's here, so now I can't. For years now. So don't worry. There will be some major changes.
That's coming.
Major. They've got like a private bathroom right next to our bathroom. We're knocking that wall out. Okay. We're going to put a sauna in there. We're going to get a cold plunge. We're going to get what else do we need? I think we should have little vanities, like like with a hair dryer, so you can get ready. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, Mom,
Kayla for president, guys.
If you don't want the cats to go in your room, just make a cat house room.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Kayla.
Right.
One time we took too much of your time. You can
thank you guys.
Run. We appreciate you. Kayla Harrison, June 7th, UFC 316, Newark, New Jersey.
Emery, say
world champion.
Emery, say and new.
And new.
Let's go!
New. Thank you, Kayla.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Kayla's the best. The best. Dude.
Awesome.
It's been one of my favorite shows of all time. And we haven't, Jillian fights in 5 days. And we haven't talked about it.
I know.
A big favorite against Marina Rodriguez.
Who's the biggest favorite on the card? Is it G?
No, you know what the biggest favorite is? I bet you I'll give you 100 guesses you would never guess.
Let me look at the card. I won't cheat. I won't look at the odds.
Don't cheat. Look at the card. And I gave you a little bit of a hint.
You did?
Because I think it's unexpected. So you get one guess, Elle Dawson.
Is it Corey?
Is that your guess?
Is it Corey Sandhagen?
The biggest favorite on the card is Mason Jones.
Really?
Yes. I was like, what? I think I got Jeremy Stevens in that fight.
Wait, I forgot that was on the card. No, that makes total sense. That's not unexpected at all. You think Jeremy Stevens is beating Mason Jones?
He has a shot. His hometown, he strikes fast, like power.
It doesn't matter. Hometown stops giving you an advantage like 5 years after your prime ends, Dave. I don't think Jeremy. I honestly didn't scroll down far enough. I forgot that fight was on the card. That would have been my guess. How big of a favorite is Mason Jones? I love Jeremy Stevens. What?
-520.
-520. Was Corey Sandhagen at least like high-ish?
No, he is high. He's actually higher than I thought too. I had that.
SG
Banez posted it. You should have looked at Fight Banez.
Jeremy Stevens was just signed to this card because he's from that area.
Sandhagen -485.
Okay, so he's still pretty high. But yeah, no, Mason Jones should definitely be the biggest favorite. I agree.
I missed a lot of these comments. I'm sorry, guys. I was locked into the Kayla Harrison here, dude. There's some meat on that bone for sure. She was like, yeah. I like that she's so in about she knows that Juliana's just. It's madness coming out. Like she totally understands. Guys, we have Gamrot coming up in a couple minutes.
Yes.
No, Greg. Bare Knuckle. He's fought in. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to BKFC, but they have some horrendous fighters. It's just like.
Yeah, I understand Mason Jones is like he got cut, but he's also older than I thought he was. He's 30, but at least 30 is still prime.
Who is?
Mason Jones.
Like, yeah. No, Mason's good too.
Losses in the UFC are Mike Davis and Ludovic Klein. I'm sorry, no, like he's gonna smash Jeremy Stevens.
Okay.
I can't see it. He can shoot, right? I can't see it happening. I don't think Jeremy Stevens is winning an MMA.
Can someone DM a picture of Davison Figueiredo so then I can text it to Elle, or Elle can just see it on just DM Fight Banez official on Instagram, telling you guys he looks like Donatello. Okay, he looks like a Ninja Turtle.
What does that even mean? I haven't seen this picture. I apparently should have seen.
He does not look good, folks.
He's not ready to fight this week.
Yeah, if he makes welterweight, I would be impressed. Okay.
Jeez. Remember, this man used to make 125.
I know. He was the flyweight king. He was so good.
Elle saying he's gonna take Jones by KO. I mean, I'd expect him to just 30-27 him, but I don't hate that either. Awesome. Oh, so it's pretty close on DraftKings too. Sean said Jones is -575, Corey's -500, so they're both up there.
Yeah, guys, we will have Grant come back on around 2:50. We're going to do that game, Banana Blitz. That's the name we called it. Whoever thought of that last week? I think it was a combination.
Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew said Blitz, right? And then
he said Banana Blitz. It wasn't.
He nailed it.
It's the only good comment. The rest of you guys were terrible. I'm sorry.
Jesus. Elle Dawson. Her nickname's the Ruthless one. We all know why. No, we haven't talked about Iowa at all. We haven't talked about. All right, let's get into it. Can we break it down? All right. Main event. This is Corey Sandhagen's fight to win. Big favorite. Like I said, I'm not trying to be funny. Figueiredo does not look good so far in some of the pictures online. No. But he looks like he's a round. He had there's no his chest to his shoulders is one piece. Usually, I've seen Grant Dawson on fight weeks. There's multiple apps. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Ask Gamrot what he thinks.
There we go. All right.
He's seen it.
All right. Well, talk 24-3. One of the best lightweights on this planet. I call him Mr. Gamrot.
Hello. What's up?
What's up, Gamrot? How are you?
Hey, thank you for inviting me to the program.
Of course, we're stoked that you finally have fight news. It took forever, right?
Yes.
Are you happy with the matchup? Are you disappointed that you're fighting somebody outside of the rankings? How do you feel about this matchup with Klein?
I feel good. I get fight. I have a long time break to my last fight, so it is what is it. I know, before when I get the offer to Ludovic Klein, I had different offer from guys from ranking, but the guy don't accept this fight. So I say UFC, give me anyone. I am hungry. I wanna fight. I wanna show that what I improving my skills. So May 31, I have fight with Ludovic Klein. He's good. He's dangerous opponent. 6-week win streak, right? Something like that. So
yeah, very good.
Great matchup to me.
Yeah. No, Klein's, I think Klein's actually very underrated. He's not ranked yet. I don't think he's going to do good against you, to be brutally honest. But I think after that, he'll get some wins. My question kind of is, you're talking about trying to get someone in the rankings. It's tough, though, when you got, 4 or 5 guys in the rankings that are very good friends with you, like Dustin and Grant and Moicano and stuff of that nature. Is it tough to get matched up now with so many of the top 12 fighters in the lightweights are ATT guys?
Yeah, that's true. It's hard, but without these guys, everybody has booked fight right now. So if I wanna get someone with ranking, so I need to wait the next few months. So I don't have too much time to wait next months, because this year I wanna stay busy, get this fight. If I wanna healthy, I wanna say I wanna get another fight soon. So I take this fight I am sportsman, I want to fight with everybody, especially this guy probably has good statistic with takedown defense. So this me extra motivation is I ask him which place I want to take you down, and then I will do this.
I love to hear it. That's what I was going to ask. Does it excite you when you fight these guys that do have historically good takedown defense? He did well defending the shots against Thiago Moises, a guy you've trained with. Is that do you feel like people realize your shot is just different when they get in the cage with you?
My shot is for sure different. I am wrestler all my life. Of course, you can defend my first shot, but I have chain wrestling, and I will keep going, and I finally take you down. So for me, this is not problem. The guy will defend my first or second shot. I will keep going, and then I will do it for sure. So I work with Grant a lot. This Monday I don't see him because he's sick, but before I work with him a lot. He's a really high level, strong guy. So I know when I train with the best wrestler in the gym, like Grant or Bo, or 2-3 weeks ago was the champ NCNA. I don't remember the Prates, Carlos, something like that. 5 times NCSA champ. So I work with him. So I am ready this fight, and I can't wait to step octagon.
Yeah, we had a 5-time national collegiate wrestling champion in our gym a couple weeks ago, Dave.
Yeah, was he training MMA, or was he there for you guys?
No, I think he is planning to transition to MMA.
Wow.
It's very,
but she came to Monday wrestling, and we did wrestling session together. We exchanged techniques, so this was great.
I love that. I'm intrigued. You have some incredible wins, Gamrot. RDA, Fazeev, Jalen Turner, of course, the Armand win, and that's just some of them. Out of those four, or another one, what's been, you think, your best moment or your most shining moment under the UFC banner?
I think when I beat Arman Sarukian, this was the best moment for me because like this was big jump, like and a lot of people pay attention about me.
Yeah.
Like all world they know who is Mateusz Gamrot and how good I am. So for sure, this fight was the best for me. Yeah.
Yes, Greg Carter. That's who was at the gym. I do not remember his last name, but
okay.
Yes, that guy. Yeah. Me? Sorry, Dave.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was all these comments. This is a good one. Yeah, they would love to see that one back. Does that intrigue you at all? That fight was close. Short notice stuff would, especially everything that's happening with Armand. Do you think you guys will ever be matched up again? Or are you happy never doing that again?
I don't know. Everything this is UFC hands. I can fight with anybody, like especially everybody who is about of me in the ranking. So I never say no in the guy who UFC offered me. Like for example, my last fight, I had number 5 in the ranking, and I took Dan Hooker, who was like 12 or 11 in the ranking. So for me, this was not problem. I make mistake maybe because I go to Australia like 10 days before, and my conditioning was bad, and that's why maybe this fight was split decision. But I think the conditioning was reason. That's why I lose this fight. So I hope so. I will meet Hooker again, and then I show that this was like mistake, and he was lucky in Australia.
So you're saying next time you would fly out a lot earlier to be there for multiple weeks to kind of get used to it?
Like I wanna say, acclimatization is the key. If you wanna change the country or different war in the planet, you have to go early, like 2-3 weeks. I think so. This is good. This is good time to do acclimatization. 10 days was not enough for me because I felt like I have condition like only one and second round. Round number 3, I fight with myself that I wanna like go to the end this fight, but normally I never have problem with my conditioning. In the gym or on the before my fight, always I can accelerate in the during to fight. In this is not problem to me. Like this upcoming my fight, I improve my conditioning a lot. I run, I do air bike, I sprint in the back work. So this fight wanna be crazy pace for sure.
And you took the Hooker fight on kind of short notice as well, right? It wasn't like a full camp.
This was like 4 weeks, and I can't come to ATT because ATT is here, Poland is here, Australia is here. So if I come here, I need to travel here, and then I back to Australia. This was so crazy. So I stay in Poland. I had good camp, but not super high level sparring partners. But I think this is not the reason that I lose. The reason was like my conditioning.
Fair enough. And still a very, very close fight. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening in lightweight right now. I think it's almost holding the division up a little bit. You have Islam talking about going to 170. Ilya is moving up to 155. And then you also have like Dustin's imminent retirement. He says he's gonna take a step out of the rankings after this next fight when he retires. You have Armand is just kind of sitting right now. Like, just give us kind of your prediction for what is going to happen in this division in the next 6 to 8 months.
I don't know. This is interesting because, like you say, I don't know what Islam will do. If Islam move up, then maybe he vacate his title. So 2 guys gonna fight to title fight. So then the division will be like move a little bit, and this gonna be like refreshing for this division for sure. Like for example, me, I wanna beat this guy, and next fight I hope I get someone from top 10 in the ranking, and my next fight will be like a big fight. So if I get 2 wins this year, though maybe I this gonna be close to the top this division. Yeah, but I don't like talking and thinking about that because the first step is the most important right now, and my focus is right now. But yes.
On that same topic of Dustin, we mentioned him before. Like, this is probably the most storybook ending possible for his career, right? He gets to retire in his home state against a guy that he not only respects but has already beaten twice, and they have this incredible history and great. They both have styles that make a great matchup, right? And I know Dustin takes you to a lot of his fight weeks. You've helped him with many camps. Like, just speak to the moment, and also, obviously, are you going to be in New Orleans to watch Dustin's final walk to the cage?
Yes. I would like, for sure, I would like come to Dustin fights, and I cheering him. Probably next week he come to ATT, so I start with him my camp, his camp. Like, we start training together. His opponent right now is like Max. Everybody know Max. This is gonna be great war in the feed for sure, because I don't expect that somebody will take down this fighter. So this is gonna be striking war, and I hope that he get the BMF title. He knock him out Islam, and then he start happy life in retired.
I love it. I love it. All right, I got a fun little one for you. I'm going to throw up. I'm going to give you 4 fighters, one at a time, and just the first thing that comes to your head, the first word that comes to your head when I name a fighter. Okay.
Ay.
Yes.
Okay.
First one, Patty Pimlet.
Pork.
Ilya Taporia.
Heavy hands.
Islam Makhachev.
Champ.
Grant Dawson.
My friend.
Okay, there you go. Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one. We'll end on that. I like that.
What do you expect? What I can say?
Say whatever you want. This is the Gamrot show. Grant is going to come in at the end, though, so that was a good decision.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And then this was number 5. Just 4, right?
Yeah. That was it.
Just 4. Okay. Enough. Yeah. Okay.
They're saying there's a dynamic duo, good wars at ATT between Gamrot and Dustin. That would be fun. That'd be just to a fly on that wall would be see some good stuff there for sure.
Gamrot is crazy at fight week. Grant was on a card with Dustin. I think it was UFC 311, and you were there for Dustin's fight week.
Oh, New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey. And Grant and Dustin are like warming up and doing their workouts in the workout room during the week. And Gamrot and Sabah did 15 to 20 straight rounds of sparring just in the middle of the day on a Wednesday.
Cardio.
Never slowed down. Gamrot's just the whole time.
Because I was excited be there, good show, good people around me. I am like sportsman. I train everywhere in the world where I am. So especially my 2 guys from ATT fighting in the one show. So I wanna give energy and then show everybody who is the best in this room. So with me, this is not problem. Always when I have my friends, I am in the back, my friends, and I help, support, and cheering my guys. Sometimes I am more nervous than I'm not fighting than my friends fighting, because I can't control everything.
Right.
So
right.
This is yeah.
There we go.
Top teammate.
Top team.
Top teammate.
I try. I need
Well,
to
on
I
May
need to learn
31st
more English and has more words to talk beautiful sentence, but I try every day.
I love it. I love it. Guys, May 31st, Las Vegas, Nevada at the Apex. Big fight. Gamrot with Ludwig Klein. Going to be a very, I think it's going to be probably the fight of the night. Very two high ends. I believe the main event on that night is Blanchfield and Barber, I think.
Yeah, my fight maybe this is gonna be co-main event.
Co-main.
And yeah, like you say, I expect this fight the same, like this is gonna be fight of the night, or I finish the guy in the ground. This is only two scenario what I see. I am really good shape and I really can't wait to step octagon then.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I can't wait. Well, Gam, we appreciate you. Appreciate your time immensely. Thank you so much. First time coming on the show. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thank you so much that invite me. I hope so. This was not the last time when I talk with you guys.
Definitely,
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you,
Awesome.
Gamrot.
Bye.
The great Mateusz Gamrot.
You were close. Mateusz.
Mateusz.
There you go.
Mateusz Gamrot. I'm just Mr. Gamrot. That's it.
Mr. Gamrot.
He reminds me of the Matrix. Mr. What did they call it? Mr. Smith. Yeah. Gamrot reminds me of a Mr. Smith. Dude, what a show. I am exhausted.
It's been busy.
Yeah.
It's been busy.
Evan.
I'm ready for Blitz. Blitz is going to be crazy. I think we need to decide how long we have for Blitz. So to make it like rapid fire. Like you only have 10 seconds.
I want you guys to be quicker than ever.
Do you want to grab the other chair from the other office? I should have planned better for this. I think we can both fit in the screen.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to do the, I got to get a picture.
We
need like, make an artwork. We'll drop it on Friday.
We need like like an intro music for Banana Blitz. Like,
did you like it? I did an Instagram story. That one song, Wayne's World, the Ballroom Blitz. The Ballroom Blitz.
I thought I watched it, but maybe I didn't. I'll have to go back and see. I don't remember.
Dude, everyone was. It was the Grant Dawson show today. Kayla had something nice to say about you. Gamrot says you're the. He goes, "That's my friend. That's a good guy. That's my friend."
We did word association with Gamrot.
I watched the whole show.
Oh, yeah, he usually does. So.
Because you guys talk about me. Of course I'm going to watch the show.
Why would we not want to talk about you? That's what I want to know. What show is not talking about you all the time? Did you know this? I messaged your lovely wife earlier. They Anik and Florian podcast was talking about Grant Dawson this morning.
Yeah, I heard. All the lies, I'm sure.
No, it was very good. They said your top control is unbelievable.
That's awesome. You'll have to send me that because I don't believe you. But
we gotta watch it with our own eyes.
Yeah. I need an ego boost. Okay. I've been sick the last 2 weeks. I need an ego boost.
That's the worst.
No.
No,
you're wrong.
Still feel like that. I felt horrible this morning, but we rallied.
My eyes feel like they're gonna fall out of my skull. Is that normal?
Oh, somebody asked about your tattoo. No, it's new.
Did Grant always have a wrist tattoo? This is new. That's new. And then I'm getting the rest of the arm done after my next fight.
When's that?
Sorry?
When's that?
5th of February.
Dude, we talked. Well, hopefully we can maybe all go to New Orleans. It seems like that was the hot topic of this show too, as well. Everyone wants to go to that Dustin fight. That's gonna be good.
New Orleans. Gamrot's going to New Orleans.
All right. Let's do the Banana Blitz on UFC. Yeah. I've been calling it Iowa, but it looks like it's UFC DesMoines.
Just leave the S's. Leave the S's at home.
No, he's right on this one. Like that.
It is spelled horrendously.
Yeah. The American language is great. The American spelling language is not great for us dyslexics.
If Grant told you he wanted to get a neck tattoo, how would you respond? I would say, who is this man that has body snatched my husband that has respect for himself?
No, a neck tattoo and a throat tattoo are different.
Oh yeah, no, a
I'll
neck
never-
tattoo acceptable.
I will never get a throat tattoo ever.
Yeah, I thought you meant like this.
Yeah, no.
This is a no.
Never.
For me.
The Austin Vanderford.
Yeah, I love Austin Vanderford. Don't love that tattoo.
Yeah.
Love the dude to death. Great fighter. I'll get a beard tattooed on me before I get a neck tattoo.
No, Christian, we are trying to say that Grant still doesn't have a fight. Is what we were trying to say.
Here we go. This is the Banana Blitz for UFC Des Moines.
All right.
For Grant and Elle Dawson individually.
So
If you guys think of the same? It's the same. You guys have the fight card in front of you. You ready?
Wait, what's the point system, or is it to the death?
To the death. Okay.
Got it.
To the death.
Hey, Evan Elder had your back on the gorilla thing, by the way. I did, and Evan. Elle, no. She's like, no.
Dave said one of you would beat a silver black gorilla at one point.
One of me? No way. Absolutely. 10 of me wouldn't.
I was going a little high on the one.
You be fair.
No,
But it's
100.
like,
100
I'm just saying, what would you physically do with your bare
pile
hands?
on top of him.
Yeah, that would be the only thing you could do, right?
Honey,
Punch, you're pulling eyes out?
I'm almost
That's true.
200 pounds. Like
That's fair.
200.
And then also,
times
Grant, my
100.
thing earlier was
That's fair. If you piled on top of him, I could see it.
the top 15 of the UFC lightweight division. So Islam, Gaethje, maybe Patty, Grant, like, if it was U15, I think you guys can win in a room. You put U15 in a gorilla in a room?
No.
You need way more bodies.
Yeah.
I will give
Have you ever seen Patty Pimblett fight? That guy can beat anyone almost.
Who?
Patty.
I was, the mountain from Game of Thrones. I think 10 of him
That's what I
could be a
said.
silverback.
That's exactly what Elle said.
That's what I said.
I think 10.
That's love.
That dude
guys.
it's just science. Like that dude is massive.
He was
Not just one gorilla.
He does.
Like,
he does. Yeah.
It's muscle.
Yeah.
Dude, or the Kingpin. Kingpin from Daredevil. Show that you guys have not watched it.
This show,
He wants us to watch it
crazy.
so bad.
We're
so we can
watching
talk about
Master Chef. Go away.
it. We are. We're really into Master Chef.
Oh my goodness.
And there's 6 seasons, so you're gonna have to wait a while.
The thing that I love about it is they'll give a dish, and Elle and I will both be like, "Oh my god, that looks amazing! Yeah, look at the crust." And then the judges will be like, "This is ass," and we'll be like, "Yeah, see, I said it was ass. It was terrible."
We did the same thing with Ink Master. We were like, "Oh yeah, the lines.
Yeah.
The line work is just horrendous." We don't know.
You watching Ink Master?
No,
we
we
used to.
finished. We
Ink
finished
Master's
Ink Master.
great.
Oh,
No, we stopped watching the new seasons. The new seasons kind of suck, but the old seasons with Oliver are great.
All right, here we go. This is the Banana Blitz for
Wait.
UFC.
You're gonna ask one question. We're both gonna answer, and then we'll move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is the UFC Banana Blitz of UFC Des Moines. Here we go. What is the most hyped fight of UFC Des Moines?
You go first.
I mean, yeah, I'm super excited about the main event, but I got to think that everybody's going to be watching the co-main event: Bo Nickel versus Reiner.
DeRitter.
RDR?
Yeah, RDR. I like that. I mean, Bo Nickel is a superstar.
Yeah.
The everybody knows he's a superstar. Everybody wants to see him do well. I've never met somebody that has met Bo Nickel and doesn't like Bo Nickel. I think that's the fight that everybody's prepared for, and we really want to see how he does against a higher level guy.
I agree. I think the odds tell that story. I think Bo should be a way bigger favorite than he is. I think people expect a lot more from DeRitter than they should in this fight, and so I think that's why it's the most hyped, because people actually think that DeRitter can beat him.
I love it. Hey, Duke, we'll get to that. That's a very good question. We'll get to that after this little segment right now. We're doing Banana Blitz, UFC Des Moines. All right, what is the underrated banger at UFC Des Moines?
You want to take this one? Says I went first one.
Yeah, I think the underrated banger is Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Daniel Rodriguez.
Okay, I like that. I
expect it to be awesome.
Now, are we saying like what's going to be a good fight or what's going to be a slugfest?
Like a good fight that people don't realize is going to be a good fight.
So I'm going to disagree with her on that one, just because I think that's going to be a banger, but I think people are expecting that to be a banger. I think when Santiago fights, Ponzinibbio. I said
Santanivio.
Santanivio. I pulled a Dave. I think when Ponzinibbio fights, everybody expects it to be a banger. I'm actually going to take Azamat versus Ryan Loder. I don't think people are high enough on Azamat. This guy is extremely good. I know he's only got one fight in the UFC so far. He's one of the most well-rounded fighters at 185 pounds, and I don't think people are giving him the credit he deserves. Going in against an Ultimate Fighter winner, another good grappler. To me, especially being a grappler, I think he's a fan favorite for grapplers. Even if you don't like grappling, I think this is going to be a good fight.
I love it. Love
that you're pointing out Azamat. I think it's going to be one-sided, so I don't see it as a banger.
Sure.
What is a guaranteed finish that we're going to see at UFC Des Moines?
Guaranteed finish. You start. I start last one.
So my guaranteed finish, I had it. Where am I at here? I think it's going to be Jeremy Stephens versus Mason Jones. I think that the only way Jeremy Stephens can win is by knockout.
Right.
And I think that if he doesn't get the knockout, I don't think he's tough enough to hang around for 3 rounds with this young, hungry guy coming in. I heard you guys talking on the show about Jeremy Stephens. Dave, I think you said that you could see him winning this fight. Let me put out there that he went to PFL and did not win a single fight. So
you're absolutely right. I retract that statement. Thank you.
I just don't think stylistically it makes sense. Obviously, he can get a knockout. It can always happen, but this is my guaranteed finish. One of those guys is getting finished, and I think it's going to be Jeremy Stephens.
Love it. Elle?
My guaranteed finish is going to be Jillian Robertson versus Marina Rodriguez.
There we go.
That was actually my second pick.
There we go. Good answer. Who is your lock of the card of UFC Des Moines?
My lock of the card, the only reason it's not G, because it also is G, is because I just talked about her. My lock of the card is going to be Azamat Bakayev. I didn't put him as the banger because I don't think that this is going to be a super close fight. I expect him to be substantially a better grappler, wrestler with better control and do better damage than Ryan Loder.
This is a funny one too, because I think I think Mason Jones. Maybe I'm off on this. I think Bo. I think there's a lot of kind of locks, but Grant, which one's yours?
Yeah, great answer. I think that I think it's going to be Bo Nickel.
Okay.
I don't think people quite realize how good Bo Nickel is. I've grappled with a lot of guys in my time, middleweights, all the way down to lightweights. He's one of the best. So I really think that people don't realize how good he is. And I'm very hopeful that in this fight, they get to see how good Bo Nickel actually is.
Love it. Who is your underdog pick of UFC Des Moines?
Do you want to go first? You want me to?
I went first on the last one. Did I?
No.
No.
Just finished talking about Bo.
Why don't you go? I had it.
I'm taking Yana Santos to beat Miesha Tate.
I like that one.
I think Yana is a really difficult person to fight. And she's only really losing to the top girls in the division, like Amanda, Raquel Pennington, Ketlin Vieira.
I like that.
I think Miesha Tate, she's a little bit older. And I think Miesha Tate wins fights by outgritting people. And it's almost impossible to outgrit Yana Santos if you've ever watched her fight. That is her entire style.
Maybe it's a female thing, Elle. You're being a little bit too nice. She's not a little older. She is older, okay? Miesha Tate is up there. She's been through it all. A legend, a pioneer, but she's up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Elle on this one. Father Time doesn't discriminate based on sex, and I think that I just can't see a world where somebody comes in at this age with this much time off and gets this win. I'm gonna take Yana as well, and she's also been looking really good in the gym.
I would like to. I'm gonna blame myself for being sick. I was like, these are not Yana's fights. As I was like saying them out loud, I was reading off the wrong list. I was looking at Miesha Tate's losses. So guys, don't call me out on that. Those were Miesha Tate's losses. Yana also only losing to the top of the division. Holly Holm, Carl Rosa, and Rainey Aldana. I was like, this doesn't sound right, but I'm not questioning my phone right now.
There you go. All right. This is, to me, I think, a pretty easy one. Who is the biggest superstar of the card of UFC Des Moines?
I didn't take him as my lock because I was saving him for this. The biggest superstar for me is Bo Nickel here.
Yes.
I do think he's going to beat DeRitter. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people by dominating a guy that Vegas has the odds very close with. And I think he also is going to just skyrocket from this performance.
I don't disagree with that, but I'm actually going to go with Corey Sandhagen. I think that Corey is beloved by the fans. You know, I don't think I've ever met somebody that was a fan of MMA that didn't, one, know who Corey Sandhagen was, and two, not like him. There are people that have not met Bo Nickel, that have not seen Bo Nickel in the gym, who are saying that he's a hype train and that he's not as good as people think he is. They're wrong. However, I don't really hear that about Corey Sandhagen. I think everybody loves Corey Sandhagen. How do you not love Shaggy? We all grew up with Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. So Corey Sandhagen is the living embodiment of Shaggy that found courage. So
it's so funny. You guys got to check out his latest post on Instagram. It's so funny. He has Chat GTB give him one-liners to talk trash about Davison Figueroa. You guys saw it?
No, just the way
we were
you say
laughing
things.
At you saying Chat GPT.
No, he was like Chat GPT, BT, TBT, Chat.
But I did see that one, and it was really funny.
Okay.
Carry on.
Is it so? It's Chat GDP?
No, GTP.
Oh, they're making fun of me.
Now you have me messing it up.
All right.
Chat.
Who's the prospect to watch at UFC Des Moines?
My prospect to watch.
No, it's my turn to go first.
Oh, go ahead.
Because I think we're going to say the same one.
Oh.
Azamat is okay, good. Azamat is my prospect. Not a lot of guys know who he is right now. And I'm telling you guys, this guy is a force to be reckoned with at 185 pounds.
I don't disagree that he is a prospect to watch. But since I already put him earlier on my list, I'm going to go with Daniel Marcos. Coming off a win over Adrian Yanez, who's a pretty solid name in the division. He's 17-0. Montel Jackson's he's very explosive. He's very athletic, but I think it's a great matchup for Marcos. And I think Marcos is only going to continue to get better.
I like that. All right, two left. Who has the most to gain at UFC Des Moines?
I think it's kind of a tie here between Corey Sandhagen and Bo Nickel. And I think Bo is probably the right answer, because I think when Bo shows people that he can compete also against another young prospect, not just a Paul Craig, I think that's going to be huge for him. The one reason I don't want to say it's Corey Sandhagen is I feel like there's just something in the universe that's keeping Corey Sandhagen from breaking through to being the number one contender and getting that title shot again. And so I think even if he does beat Figueiredo, that just might not happen for him. So I think I'm going to go with Bo.
Real quick, and Grant, I want your answer. It's so funny. I think we were like this last week. I'm the exact opposite of this. Maybe I'm not. Maybe we just think differently. It's definitely not Bo. If Bo wins, he's supposed to win. He's the betting favorite. A lot of people think Bo's going to win. RDR has the most to gain. If this guy wins, he becomes a superstar. He kind of jumps in the top 12 of the UFC middleweight rankings. He has the most to gain. Bo wins, he gains a little. He keeps going up, but he doesn't have the most to gain. I think it's RDR.
I was picking people I actually thought were going to win a fight.
I agree with you. I do agree that those guys I think are going to win, but I think if anyone has the most to gain on this card, it's RDR. He becomes, I think, a big star if he wins. Imagine if he knocks out Bo Nickel and talks trash on the mic. Like, we got ourselves a player. But
no, that's a good answer. That's fair.
I'm actually going to disagree with you guys both a little bit. One, I think RDR is put in a really bad situation here, because if he does win, I think most people are going to say that Bo Nickel was just overhyped. Okay. I'm going to throw out a name there, and I don't think any of you are going to agree with me, but I think Jillian actually gains so much from a win here. I think the odds are absolutely insane for Marina Rodriguez. I think she's a very good fighter. I am picking Jillian to win. However, minus 360 against Marina Rodriguez, that to me is very, very interesting. If I'm not mistaken, Marina Rodriguez has a win over what's the other jiu-jitsu girl?
Mackenzie Dern.
Mackenzie Dern, which is, a lot of people think, Jillian and them fight very similarly. I think she gets a win over Marina. If she looks really good, she could honestly be looking at a #1 contender spot, or at least fighting for a #1 contender spot next. So that's my pick. And I hate it when this happens, where a fight's really close and the person that I think is going to win is a super big favorite, because I don't think she's going to get as much credit as she deserves getting this type of win,
That's fair.
Jillian Robertson is a heavy betting favorite. She's like at -340 now. Crazy.
Yeah, it's been going up.
All right, last one on the card for Banana Blitz of UFC Des Moines. What fighter has the most to lose?
You go first.
Probably the fighter to have the most to lose. I'd say Corey Sandhagen. A lot of people are high on him, and he's a really big favorite against Figueiredo, who's coming off of a loss. If Figueiredo didn't lose to Petr Yan, I think that he would be a little bit safer. But it just kind of seems like a lose-lose situation for Corey Sandhagen to me, because if he wins, well, you beat a guy that Petr Yan just beat up. And if he loses, it's like, well, you just lost to a guy Petr Yan just beat up, So at that top level, another one, and I'm only going to say this because I don't think you're going to say it. Another one is Mason Jones. I feel like he's got a lot to lose in this fight, where he's a heavy favorite. He should be beating this guy that's older than time itself. And if he does end up getting clipped and knocked out, I think it's going to be bad for him.
Yeah. Mason Jones would probably be in the PFL in no time. I hear what you're saying.
Mason Jones.
Oh,
I think okay.
I really didn't
I think that's the only answer besides Corey Sandhagen. I think everybody else has something.
How about Bo Nickel? Like, if he loses this fight and just say looks bad, he has a lot to lose, because he has maybe the most hype on him.
He would have to lose really, really badly, I think, to lose too much, because a lot of people, they're wrong, but I do think a lot of people already think he is overhyped. And if you look at the odds, that tells that story. So a lot of people are expecting this fight to be close. So if he has a close fight with De Ridder and loses like a split decision or gets caught somewhere, like, I don't think he loses too much ground, because then people remember that he's only had 8 MMA fights ever. No amateur, like one amateur fight or something?
I think 2.
Maybe 2. He has very little experience in the cage, and he's fighting a guy with 21, 22 fights. Pro fights, not including an amateur career. So I feel like people will kind of give him some grace and be like, he's still developing as a fighter, because that's true. He is, and he's still improving. So I think it really is. I do not expect Mason Jones to do anything except destroy Jeremy Stephens. And I think if he doesn't, I think the UFC expects that to happen, and I think they do not plan to give Jeremy Stephens another fight. And if Mason Jones manages to fumble here, the UFC will not give him another fight either.
Right. If you guys YouTube Bo Nickel's amateur fights, the commentary was outstanding that night. Just throwing that out there. Just check it out. All right. There we go. Banana Blitz.
Oh, I was like, what?
Grant was confused.
I was so confused.
Yeah. I had my line when he knocked out the guy who, walked to the venue that night, literally tomato can. I think it was "Welcome to the Bo Show," just right at the top of the head. All right, it's done, dude. What a great show. Evan Elder, dude, he was great. That picture, if you could send that to me, I don't know. I'll ask him. Maybe we can post it later. I never knew that about him. That was crazy.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind, but he literally texted me and was like, "Oh, it was so great! Like, thank you guys." So I was like, I'd love to have him back on and let him talk some more.
Yeah, Evan was great. Josh was awesome. Kayla Harrison is one of the best in the business, and then Gamrot. What a stud Gamrot is.
Good day. Good day.
Yeah. And then one of the best fighters on the planet, Grant Dawson, multiple times, came in twice for us.
Yeah. Dude, props to Evan, because if that injury happened to me, I would literally talk about nothing else ever.
I never knew that.
What happened?
Hi, my name's Grant Dawson. My jaw got split in half once.
Yeah, you want to see the picture?
It's my screensaver.
Evan's the best. He's the best.
Dude, 3 wins in a row. That's hard to do in the UFC. Good for Evan, man. Yeah, that almost guarantees him another contract.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know,
and he's never boring. He off at taking on challenges. I'm sure
one of the most underrated fights ever is Evan Elder versus Sarakian. That fight was great.
Sajikov?
Yeah.
Not even close.
Not even close, dude.
Bro.
I had trouble figuing out who you were talking about.
I knew who he was talking about, but I couldn't remember the guy's name because I get him.
Evan got the cut, right?
Yeah.
You
get Slavakov and Sajikov.
Yeah,
they had an amazing fight.
Great fight. Most underrated undercard fight ever.
I thought it was Rubeski.
No.
Oh, fuck. You're right. No, you're right. That's a good one.
We're all buying Rubeski.
No, that's a good one.
They're tied.
That fight was the fight of the year, guys.
It was.
Here's what I'll say. Rumbetsky got a win. The Slajikov fight was so good. It was a draw. And I hate draws. I think there should always be a winner, except in that fight. That one was a draw. Both of those guys won and lost.
I think if we did this, Dave, you actually might start pronouncing these correctly because Fight Bananas would go broke. If every time Dave mispronounced somebody's name, we would have to send somebody a t-shirt.
You know what I'm going to end up doing? When I was a kid, I wanted to start a band. That was my thing. But my problem is I can't think of songs ever. So I'm just going to have Dave read me song lyrics, and I'm going to write in what he actually says. And it's going to be a totally new, different song because he can't pronounce any of these freaking words.
I'm
sorry, I didn't mean for this to be an attack on Dave.
I know this is the roast of Dave Van Auken. It's so crazy. I say it all the time. Like people ask me, they like, Dave, what do you do? Like they see a lot of the stuff I do, and then like they get to know me. They're like, you talk for a living. Like that's how you. I have 4 kids. They eat a lot. They have nice shoes. You guys been to the house? It's a nice place. I talk for a living. It's what I do. It's crazy. What a life. What a life.
Roasted every now and then by your friends.
Oh my goodness, you got to come in. Oh, you know what? Oh, Susie's just walked into the studio making fun of me because she heard me.
Everybody's making fun of Dave.
Hi, Susie.
I know. Grant Nelson. All right, we're leaving, guys. We went overboard. What a great show. Thank you, Kayla, Evan, Grant, Josh, Gamrot. Elle, you're the best in the business. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Later. We're pushing the button.